I put the spotlight on your city. I put the spotlight on your city. See the superstars. Hollywood to Hollywood. Girl, you look good. Yeah, they hollering, baby. I keep modeling, baby. ATLD. I put the spotlight on your city. Carolina, Philly. I put the spotlight on your city.
Welcome to Spotlight of the City. I'm your host, Stan Long, a.k.a. Mr. Motivation, and my left hand to the right, my right hand to the left is the one and only Dana Dane. What's going on, Dana?
Hey, thanks for tuning in, y'all.
Welcome to the show, you guys. You guys have an amazing show today. We have actor, director, / a whole bunch of other stuff.
Entrepreneur. Playwright, homie.
The whole nine. We didn't give his name yet.
Gill Nelson.
In the building. Shout out to Jacob too, our producer /
we just
engineer
love so
/
much.
everything.
That's right.
Shout out to Listen Vision.
Jacob.
And Thursday Night Tea just came on right before us. Great show to lead us into our show. Shout out to them. They do an amazing job as well. Okay, Dana, what you got going on?
I'm just glad to be here, and you know what? I'm super excited to have Gil here. I'm excited. I can't wait till he comes up here so I can just politic with him and ask him some questions that I know the people want to hear. I'm excited.
All right.
I'm
Me
just
too.
happy to be here.
Yeah, it's going to be a big show. It's going to be a big show.
I'm happy to be here with you.
What you think about my shirt? I can't see. We can't
what
see
is
us.
that?
We blacked out.
Okay.
Oh, man.
What is that?
Okay,
Who
cool.
is that? Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad Ali.
Oh, okay, cute.
Yeah, you know, I try to do my contribute. You know, it's a little tribute type of thing.
Cute.
But Spotlight News, we're gonna get right to it. DMX, we have a clip too, but DMX was basically charged with income tax evasion. We already know he's facing so-called 44 years and this and that. So last month they let DMX off, until he comes back to court. But he has some stipulations. Of course, you have stipulations when they let you go. And one of the stipulations is you can't leave your state unless you're working. And he went to visit a family member.
So how did they find out? How did they find out?
You know, the media. He's a AB list celebrity or whatever you might want to say. So of course paparazzi or whatever, somebody caught him slipping. So now they're trying to violate him and put him back in prison and this and that. So.
Some people make it so hard on their damn selves.
So hard. Let's go to the clip. Let's go to the clip. We'll be right back. Spotlight of the City.
DMX.
I ain't going nowhere. I'll be here. New album.
What's it called?
I Am Legend.
When does it hit?
Don't know.
Do you like the movie?
What movie?
The I Am Legend movie.
Oh, right. Yeah, it's cool.
Is your album about vampires?
No.
I'd ask.
About me being a legend.
Don't
know yet. That would be fucked up. Make an album and the world ends. Last person. I'm the last motherfucker. My album's out.
Fight him right over film. That's the first thing before I even get you.
There you go.
He had a brush with death back in 2016 in February. We had an exclusive interview with our own Lisa Evers, who had made a statement, how did this make you feel? And he had mentioned that at that point he felt like God gave him a second chance. Is there any relationship between that situation and maybe turning himself in?
Come on. No correlation whatsoever. He turned himself in because I promised the government that I would produce him when requested. I did so, and that was that.
Where do you go from here? Now, at this point, Monday, I love
go to court.
We go to court. All right, so how is your client dealing? We saw that he was breathing in through an inhaler.
Well, he has asthma, we know that, for many years.
Did he receive adequate medical care in custody?
He was treated wonderfully. Nobody gave him a hard time. He was treated professionally by all parties.
And he came in yesterday. He spent the night in jail.
Yes, it was when we got a call from the government.
So I used to always say DMX getting a bad rap, and sometimes I think he still does. I think he's a great guy, an outstanding rapper. So shout out to DMX. Hope he can get out his trouble.
Now, wait a minute, hold on. You said he gets a bad rap?
Well, sometimes.
He needs to do what he's supposed to do.
Well,
you're going to get a bad rap if you out there just doing anything. You can't just do anything because you're DMX. DMX has to get it together.
Okay, so this is what I think it is. I think it's drug and alcohol. He been having drug and alcohol problems for a while, so I think once he get cleaned up all the way, then he'll be a little more productive. But I'm hoping, I'm betting on him. I'm hoping for him because I think he's solid. He's just having a lot of issues drug wise. Moving on, Mr. Michael Vick. Michael Vick, man, he made it. That's my man. I've been riding with Vick for a long time, especially when he went through his troubles. But he made a bonehead play on this one, in my opinion. You can tell me what you think. Michael Vick came out a week ago and said that he thought that Colin Kaepernick need to just cut his hair and get himself together or something to that effect. To that effect, we'll go to the clip. Hey, Jacob, if you could, show us this clip real quick. We'll be right back. Tell me what you think.
Donkey of the Day for Tuesday, July 18th goes to former NFL quarterback Michael Vick. Now, Michael Vick was on Fox Sports 1, Speak for Yourself, yesterday, and the conversation turned to Colin Kaepernick, and Michael Vick was asked his thoughts on Cap. And the question was, does Colin Kaepernick need to speak out on his desire to play in the NFL? And Michael Vick said this.
First thing we got to get Colin to do is cut his hair. I don't think he should represent himself, in that way in terms of, just the hairstyle. Just go clean cut. And I don't want to see him to continue to go through this. That's why I say he may need a life coach, somebody to be there on call to help him, not have to go through these situations that's going to be detrimental to his career.
Michael Vick's advice is actually great for actual criminals. But here's the thing. Contrary to popular belief, Colin Kaepernick is not a criminal. He's committed no crime. Please give Michael Vick the biggest y'all.
Okay. So what y'all think? Do he get the bonehead of the day play or what? I thought he sounded a little ridiculous. I thought he was being a sellout. What you think, Dana?
You already know we had this conversation last week, so you already know the direction that I'm going in.
What you saying, Dana?
I
What you
just
saying,
think,
Dana?
with me, I'm not the type of person, and I'm not saying you are. We can agree to agree to disagree like we always do. But I think he needs to just cut it. I think he needs to just cut it and
What does
play
his hair
football.
have to do with what he's doing and his agenda to bring awareness to police violence and brutality to the community? What does that have to do with his
I think he
hair?
just likes the attention.
His hair was like that before he started the movement.
Yeah, you're right. But I just think all this buzz, he just likes he just wants the attention.
Well, the attention, I agree he wants the attention, but the attention that he's seeking, it's not for him. It's not self-gratification. He's trying to bring awareness to a cause.
Is this really stopping something? Him doing that, is that
Yes.
really making some, what's changing?
Okay, I'm going to tell you what's changing. You got Spike Lee, and the reason I brought this up is because Spike Lee is getting ready to join in with this whole situation. And
He likes the attention too, but go ahead.
Yeah, but he likes the attention when it's a good cause. We have to understand that when you get in power, in my opinion, you have a responsibility to your community. And part of the responsibility is to bring awareness to something that other people that's normal, so to speak, in the community may not be able to do that with. If me stand long, my voice is not big as a Colin Kaepernick. So if I stand up right here and do whatever I do, it's limited. But if I'm an NFL player and millions of people watch, then it's a little different because they receive me differently. I'm an A-list. So my voice is used in that manner, and that's all he's doing. This young man is using his voice on a platform that's necessary. If your son was killed in the street, you would feel the same way. We need to do something now. It's your kid.
Yeah,
oh my God, we need to do something.
Is that doing something? I see what you're saying. I see what his mission is, but okay, when is enough? Like,
until something happens, change happens.
Well,
That's
he's
when
going to
it's
be
enough.
doing that forever.
Well,
then.
that's okay. I'm glad he'll do it forever. And you guys calling away on this 240-621-0077. Make sure you guys call in and let us know what you think about these topics because it's for you guys to weigh in.
Right.
Of course, you
Give
heard
us your
it,
opinions.
and we want to know your opinion. Moving on. Mr. 2 Chainz. That's the
Bless
homie
his
right
heart.
there. I rock with 2 Chainz. Now, this show you a passionate man. He broke his leg, 11 days ago. He broke his leg. 2 Chainz decided, you know what? I'm not going to cancel the tour. Order me a pink trap chair, a.k.a.
And came
wheelchair.
out and did the
and
daggone
came out,
thing.
rolled out on the stage, and kept on with the tour.
In a wheelchair. That's
right
drive.
there is drive.
That's determination and drive. Now,
That's
I am all for that.
That's what you call passion.
Yeah.
And we just so happen to have a clip, Jacob. So if you could take us
Let's
to the
see
clip,
him
we'll
in
be
this
right back. Let
chair.
me see my homie
That's
with the trap
amazing.
chair. Check out the trap chair.
Yep, I think the cat's out the bag. I broke my leg, people, but I'm still doing it. Wheelchair style.
But I wish he had me.
got badass. Yeah, roll up like a badass. Yeah. You too long, the month that I had a Chevelle, I wanted to get it. I went to work and I made it in a budget. Gucci flips up on the cars in the budget. Smoking the iron, they got it, the hottest, and she got an iron, and I wanna run. When you hit that shit, I make it out and down, right? And down the opposite, right? I'm saying out and down, right? And went to the mile and down, right? They got a mile and down. When you was a quarterback, I had a quarterback. River down, river down, river down, river down, river down, river down, river down.
Now that's determination.
That's what you call determination, right? Most people
Yes.
can't even have a flu or nothing close to
Right.
nothing.
They would-
They're
right,
not
they would
going to do
cancel
no
it.
show. The show over. You know
He's
what I mean?
out there with his legs
This
stretched
joker got
out
his
and
leg
everything.
out. He getting pushed around on the stage. It was Nikki pushing him though. That was a good little shout out to
Wow.
Nikki. But
you know, a lot of stars would have just said, I got to cancel my show. They would have just canceled it.
it's
Forget
a lot
the
of work
fans.
to entertain when you have both your legs. Because you need a lot of energy. People have to really, I don't think people know what it takes to do a show, but it's a lot of energy.
Yeah, I
So
can
to have
imagine.
one leg, and then you're dealing with pain medication and this and that and all this other
He
stuff.
probably had his extra medication.
Yeah, yeah.
If you know
ain't
what
wanna-
I mean.
I ain't want to get into that. But shout out to 2 Chainz for continuing
Yes,
the show,
I
man.
love
I
that
like
drive and
that.
determination.
I love it. That shows what you're supposed to do, even when you're on top and winning. You keep on pushing. Now this dude don't have no reason to push that hard.
And you know what? We always talk about that, Stan. It's like so many people get one little thing, and it's like their way to just chill out. No,
Yeah.
sometimes you have to keep pushing.
You
push,
have
you gotta
to
push
keep
through
pushing,
it.
like
Yeah, you
this
have
lady
to.
right here does. I don't care what she's all down on the ground catching pneumonia and everything else. I mean, the show
I'm
must
still
go
looking
on though. Yeah, this one right
said
here
on the ground catching pneumonia.
But the show must go
You
on.
have
You hear
to.
me?
You have to have. And I always talk about this on Facebook. You have to be self-motivated. You have to be self-motivated to keep going, because if you're not self-motivated, you'll listen to people over here that say stop or don't do it.
Yeah.
You listen to people. You just have to be self-motivated, and then you have no problems. 'Cause you're
And they
go
gonna
all
tell you
out.
to stop. Know that. So that means push harder. You must be close.
Exactly.
But moving on, Mr. Spike Lee, I love it. Yes, he is joining in the fight. He said, Colin, you're not by yourself. Colin, you and Stan are
know
not
that's
by
right.
yourself. Stan standing for it too. I'm saying black power. He's saying black power. We saying let's do it.
I know
Okay, so
that's
now
right.
this is what has happened. We already know what Colin is doing. The league has decided to blackball him, just like they did my man Doug Williams, just like they did Ray Rice. Yes, they did. They had a reason to do Ray Rice. I kind of understood that a little bit when they showed the video. Video kind of messed him up when he.
Now, who was Ray Rice? Let me make sure
Ray
I get
Rice
this
was the
straight.
Baltimore running back that punched his wife out in the
You
elevator.
said they kinda
sorta
blackballed him.
blackballed
That
him.
wasn't kinda.
Okay, so they kicked him. Okay, so we cool with that part. But now the part I'm confused about is Colin has not committed a crime. He's only doing what he feels is necessary to bring awareness, and they're blackballing him as though he's stabbed somebody in the throat or something. But at the same time, Pittsburgh quarterback Mr. Roethlisberger, or whatever the hell, he decides he had 2 rape accounts or whatever. I don't know if he beat him, whatever he did, but whatever, he was charged with 2 different rape situations and nothing.
Was this
He's-
recently?
Well, it's been a few years, but
But I
the
get
fact
your
remains
point.
that
I
this
get
young
your
man
point.
still is top in the league, top billing, and it never skipped a beat. So what we're blackballing, what we're trying to do now is bring awareness to the fact that this young man is one of the better quarterbacks, not the best, of course, but he's not a second string. If he is, he's one of the best second strings in the league. It's a lot of teams that need this young man, is what we're saying. So why is he not given the opportunity? Well, let me guess. Because you're kneeling down on the field and you're bringing awareness to some subjects that most of those owners don't really give a damn about. And so you're making them uncomfortable. And when you make them uncomfortable as billionaires, then they decide to not even let you have a shot.
Play with your money. Yeah.
And so they play with your money, make your money funny, because they feel that's a way to tell you shut up and sit down and stop trying to bring awareness. But I blame the rest of the league because you acting like cowards. You should stand up. See, when we saw the Clippers come on the court, they all took the jerseys off and threw the jerseys in the middle of the floor and decided to wear Black Lives Matter t-shirts or whatever they wore. Hands up, don't shoot. I can't remember now. But the point is they stood in unison. They're leaving him out there so he's looking like the problem child. You so-called made it in the community. We already been successful type. You are the people that should be protesting. Your game is being played on a level that you are the most scrutinized. Guess why? They give you a 5-year pension. In other words, you have to be in the league 5 years before you can get a pension. They know that in 3 years, on average, you're going to get hurt and don't make it to get a pension. They are giving you the less pay for any physical sport. They scrutinize everything you do and fine the hell out of you every time you walk on the field. The owners make billions of dollars off of your back. The paraphernalia alone, you get no revenue from. But at the same time, you're scared to stand, and you make millions and millions of dollars, and you're scared to stand beside this brother in a cause that you secretly say is something that you will fight for. Well, fight for it. Kneel with him. Stand with him.
But stand. What if they don't agree with him? Just because they're on the same team, they might not agree with them.
It's a lot of young men on that team that agree, but they cowards.
How do you know, Stan? You're just assuming.
Because I've heard the locker room talk in the media that they're saying that they're siding
well, they
with
might
him.
not want their money messed with. So shit, if they don't want their money messed with, they got to feed their family. They ain't got to jump on the bandwagon.
This is exactly what kept us in slavery. That's what kept us in slavery for so long. Because we had an attitude, well, I ain't going out there. Master gonna keep. I ain't going out in the field. It's nice and air conditioning in here. Master, I ain't never did nothing to Master. Moving on.
We can agree to disagree.
But you know that spotlight of the city. We
Right.
speaking from different opinions because everybody doesn't stand with Stan Long. Everybody doesn't say, yeah, Colin, blah, blah, blah. Some people say, Colin, you need to cut your hair. Colin, you need to go play football. Because Ray Rice said it. I thought he was a bonehead too for that though. But moving on, this one right here, my man Zach. This is the homie right now. When you want to have a definition of a hood basketball player, one that you should never play around with, look up Zach Randolph. That's all you need to do. Just Google him, look him up. They want to know why was Zach in the projects. He got caught in the projects, Nicholas Gardens. I don't know if you know
where's that?
in L.A. They bang hard in Nicholas Gardens. Not that I've been in Nicholas Gardens.
You stupid.
I don't want to put myself out there. But anyway, Nicholas Gardens is not a game. It's heavily gang affiliated. And my homeboy Nick just signed a big contract. I think he got signed. Who he got signed to? I get that information. But anyway, he just signed a 2-year deal. That's a heavy deal. They had a big party in these projects, right?
Is he from that hood?
I don't know. That's a good question. He may even be from that hood. I know he's from D hood, but I don't know if it's that hood. But he was around there. Had 2 pounds of weed, allegedly. 2 pounds of marijuana. 2 pounds of marijuana in his car. Got pulled over in the projects and got arrested. And so, if we could go to this clip, because this boy right here, we'll be right back. Spotlight over the city. You got to see this clip.
Breaking news this morning, NBA superstar Zach Randolph, a guy who just signed a 2-year, $24 million contract with the Kings, was arrested in LA last night for having a ton of weed, according to police. But the crazy part, there was a massive hostile situation, a standoff between bystanders and police where rocks were allegedly thrown, cop cars got smashed, tires slashed. This was a crazy situation. It all started basically, cops were called down to Nickerson Gardens in LA because of like loud music and reports of people smoking and all that stuff. When they got there, they saw a couple people running from the scene, so they went and apprehended those people. One of those people, we're told, Zach Randolph, and they found enough marijuana on him that they arrested him for possession of marijuana with intent to sell. Now, the intent to sell part doesn't mean that like he was out there like literally trying to like slang dime bags or anything like that. It just means that he had so much marijuana on him that cops believe the only reason he would have that much weed is to try to move it. So they arrested him for that. That's a felony. He was taken to a nearby jail and he was held on a $20,000 bail. He's still there right now. But after the arrest, the crowd became so unruly. Like I said, bottles, rocks, people throwing stuff. The cops had to call for backup to come down to Nickerson Gardens, where they formed like scrimmage lines, which are basically battle lines to try to control the situation. Eventually, the crowd was controlled, everybody dispersed, but crazy situation with Zach Randolph. We've reached out to his people to find out, number one, what happened, why he was in Nickerson Gardens, why he had so much weed on him. We have yet to hear back, but we'll have all the information as it breaks on TMZsports.com.
And ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Spotlight over the city. That's still the homie. I know we make mistakes. That was a bonehead play. That was dumb. I get it. Zach, that was a bonehead play.
$25 million. You just signed it.
Zach, don't mess that bread up. I know. Just to everybody out there that's wealthy or getting a little money, you got your bag up. Do me a favor. Guard your bag. Have some people around you. Yeah. If you got to have 2 pounds of reefer, get one of your little homeboys.
I haven't heard that in so long. You said reefer.
Cannabis, marijuana, whatever you want to call it. I say reefer because I'm old school. Make sure you got somebody with you that's going to have that on them possessions because they not worth $24 million. They not in the league. They not going to get no contracts messed up. Think about it, Zach. Come on,
And if
Zach.
they get locked up, you can get them out. Take care of them while they're in there.
You take care of them while they're in there. They do their little 2 years. You take care of their family, Zach, and it's an easy
What do you
bill,
think is
man.
going to happen to him now, though? He just signed it.
That's one thing about the contract. Like, you know they petty in the league and they all in your business. They're a little nervous about Zach, though, so they might not try to blackball him. He a little different than Colin. He a little darker.
Yeah, I see it.
He go a
His
little
people were going off on the police,
What?
literally going off,
Man,
busting
all them
windows and
gangbangers out there
everything.
like, look, you better leave Zach alone, because they wasn't wanting him to get arrested. Like, they was trying to arrest him. They was like, no, you're not.
Well, they should have had that bag when the police rolled up.
Should have
there.
thought about it. Huh? We moving on because we got to get to our guest. So anyway, Kylie Jenner. I don't mess with the Kardashians that tough. Me personally, I'm a guy. I don't get into it too heavy. But I will say this. When I saw this, I was impressed. This young lady just turned, what, 20?
Yep, just turned 20. She's
She
not even
just had a
21
birthday, what,
yet.
yesterday or day before,
Yep.
something like that. Happy birthday, belated, whatever.
Just
so
turned 20.
$420 million.
In
She made that in
18 months.
18 months. Do you understand how heavy that?
Say that again. Say that number one more time. Let me
just-
get
just-
that in my head.
Let me rewind
Yeah,
real quick. I don't think they. Listen to me, y'all. She's 20 years old. Like, most people don't even have that on their mind. Lipstick line, this and that. I know her mom. Shout out to her mom, too. She a beast.
Oh, she's the bomb. They can
But
say what they want about her mom.
$420 million she grossed in 18 months. We're not even talking a 2-year span. 420. And they're projecting her to make $1 billion. Not the family, just Kylie. $1 billion by 2022. That's a lot of money.
And that young boy just had a hold of her for some years and just kept messing up. He was supposed to got with her, marry her, and everything.
But
Stupid Tiger.
Yeah, with Tiger, he ain't see that coming. Evidently, he missed the boat. But what I will say is this, though. Kris Jenner is a genius.
Yes, she is.
And I think that people sleeping on Kris
I
Jenner.
agree. They
But
shouldn't
when
be.
I tell you, first of all, she's fly too, though. Like, I like her style. But when I say Kris Jenner is a bomb manager, Kris Jenner, almost her whole clique is rich. Like,
Almost.
If Rob wasn't so lame, he would be rich.
He's rich.
Well, he begging rich.
He's
But I'm
rich.
saying make your own money rich.
Yeah.
Like Rob, let me just show you how simple it is. You got a sock line. Kanye the homie. Kim the sister. Chloe the sister. All of these your family. Excuse me. You get them to do an infomercial. You put it out there. Kanye just got to sit on the bed and put a sock on, and it just had to be a line. You get ready to get a bag.
Yeah.
You don't even make an infomercial, commercial, tweet, nothing about your socks. And you thought they was going to just fly because your last name Kardashian. It's an easy check. Easy check. Come on, Rob. Stop being lame.
Well, from what we hear, what people hear, and you know sometimes what you hear isn't always true, but sometimes from what I heard that his mom still like literally like takes care of him. Like he gets money from his mom. Like that's his mom's
Right.
baby. Even
Well,
as a
even
grown
the
man.
baby girl, though, has surpassed him. And like I said.
Everybody has.
Well, she
yeah.
has went crazy. But I mean, it's an easy bag. It's an easy win. Your mom is the best manager in the game. I don't know nobody that can deal with, that can touch her. Kris Jenner?
She made. I mean, she set the tone for all of her family members, her kids, to make money. She did.
She did, and she knows how to protect that brand because that brand has lasted for years.
And she exploited him at first. Let's not.
she did.
Let's not.
She
Forget
saw her
that.
daughter make a whole move, and she said, "I'm gonna make a play on this."
Exploited him at first, but then like you can't take that away from her. She is the bomb manager.
She is. She's everything. So shout out to her for that. And so last but not least, before we get to our guests, I covered an event over at Southwest 2 weeks ago. So I have a small clip of that. I don't have the actual pictures because it was so many I didn't upload them. But I do have a small short clip of the event. And shout out to Eric Weaver who put this whole thing together. And what the event is about transitioning back into the community. And it is actually called the National Association for Advancement of Returning Citizens. And so what they do is advocate for people who coming out of prison to get jobs, be reformed, become upstanding citizens back into the community. I love it. So Eric Weaver, who is one of the spearheads for this event, I came over and did got a little footage. So we'll go to that clip and then we'll get back to it right after this Spotlight Over the City.
Spotlight on the city, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Spotlight of the City. I hope you guys enjoyed that. That right there is special to us. Just like I said, we try to not just bring hitters to the show or celebrity this or this and that. We try to spotlight everything in the community as well. So if you do have a function that you want us to cover or you want us to come and, take pictures or whatever, give us a hit. Inbox us. What's the Spotlight of the City?
At gmail.com.
At gmail.com, or you can hit me up at circle_7ENT at yahoo.com, and let us know. Also for sponsorship, the same thing, circle_7ENT at yahoo.com. Up next, we have an amazing guest. This is what we was waiting on, so we wanted to go ahead and get
Gill
to it.
Nelson.
So we have Mr. Gill Nelson up next, and we'll go to a quick commercial, and we'll be right back with Mr. Gill Nelson.
Don't you go anywhere.
Spotlight.
I put the spotlight on your city. I put the spotlight on your city. See the superstars. Hollywood to Hollywood. Girl, you look good. Yeah, they hollering, baby. A key modeling, baby. ATLD. I put the spotlight on your city. Carolina, Philly. I put the spotlight on your city.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Spotlight of the City, and we have a +1 in the building.
That's right.
Mr. Gill Nelson, actor,
Gill Nelson.
director,
entrepreneur, producer.
What's going on, champ?
Everything, all of the above.
What's happening?
Man, that's feeling good.
Good to have you in the building, man.
I'm glad to be here.
Yes, we are very happy to have you today.
So I want to know how to keep up with him. I want to know how you got so much going on. We need to know about it. Let's talk about it a little bit. So
where do we start?
Yeah, where do we start, Dana?
Let's start with decades. So first I want to ask you a question that somebody asked me. I said, you know what, hold that thought. I'm gonna wait till Gill comes on the show. You can ask him. How did you come up with decades? What made you come up with this? Is this something that you went through? We see, like, people see the flyer and they're like, okay, school, it looks like high school. What made you come up with this?
It's a stage play, first of all, you guys.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Decades. I don't want people like,
right,
what the hell is decades? Right. It's a stage play called Decades.
Yeah, well, it's a mixture of things, actually. Some of it is my real life, and some of it is just my imagination. I tried to, write something that everybody can relate to, and it's a fun piece, and that's where we kind of draw from. We wanted to draw something that everybody can relate to,
right?
And I think it does that. I think they'll be entertained.
It definitely does that.
Yeah.
And I must say that I'm one of the cast members. Excuse me,
You
take
are.
this. I'm sorry.
I know I was doing the same.
Sore throat. So I'm one of the cast members for the upcoming stage play Decades. And it was so funny because when Gill reached out to me, he was like, hey, if you want this role, I think you'd be perfect for it. And I was like, I've never done stage. I mean, I've done the cameras and TV, but I've never done stage. Like, I don't know what to do. He was like, oh, you'll be fine. You'll be good. So when I saw the script, I was like, this sounds like it's going to be the bomb. Yeah, I want to be a part of it. But I just want to start off by saying thank you because you have taught me so much. In rehearsal, I'm going to keep it all the way real. When he told me, oh, you got this, I'm like, oh, well, I've been on TV before. I know what to do. I ain't tripping. This ain't nothing. Right. Just get up there and just remember my lines and do me. Right. Oh, hell no. It's way deeper than that. I mean, it's blocking. You have to know where to stand. You can't turn your back this way. So I just want to thank you for having patience. The patience that you have when we're rehearsing, because I've learned so much, and I have much more respect for you as a producer and director now, because it's a lot of work that goes into this, because it's not just me. You have to do this for everybody involved and then do it with us all together. So I have much respect for you, and thanks for having so much patience.
You're welcome. And some people, I'm one to feel like I never felt that you have to have all this schooling to do anything. If you put the time and effort in it and you got the right people kind of walking you through some of it, I think, most people can get through whatever it is. And then the stage, I take pride in it. I love it. So, when we do it, especially what we're doing is still considered small theater. Most people's expectations are really low. Because they thinking, that high school.
But it can't be low with you because all your shows have sold out. So if you all haven't seen Gill Timeless Entertainment, all of his stuff sells out. So they must not know.
This is not your first play?
L.A. and here.
Yeah, all of them been pretty good, man. They've been supporting. Thank God. Because without the people, it's nothing.
That's what's up.
Tell them about your stuff going on in LA because it's just not here.
Yeah.
Bi-coastal.
Yeah, I've been bi-coastal for 5.5 years, going back and forth. When I went to LA, a lot of people didn't really know my reasoning. They thought because I'm an actor, I was going out there to try to really get on a television show or movie or something like that. But the journey really was to learn the production side of things and really network on that. Yeah. So when we do start doing what we do, I'll know exactly how to do it, get the right people involved, and that's what it was really for. Even though I'm a trained actor,
right?
But that's what I really went for, and that's what I got out of it. So that's what I'm real pleased about. I want to shout out a playwright out there, Miss Brandy Burks. She walked me through a whole lot. She one of the best that ever did it out there. Something like 2,000 people coming to her shows and stuff like that. Yeah.
Wow, yeah, big shout out to her.
So how do you feel about that? Because seemingly you need a mentor for pretty much everything. Would you recommend that, or would you say, not so much needed?
No, I think it's needed. Yeah. Some people are a little more advanced than others in reference to really being real hands-on. But I think we all need advice from especially when we're stepping into anything new.
Right.
I mean, most of us can wing whatever.
Right.
But if you want it to be right, then I think you need to kind of rub shoulders with people who kind of know what they're doing.
Definitely. And another thing that I took for granted, I think, until I started coming to rehearsal with you, when I had something that went on and I wasn't able to be there, when I was there and somebody else wasn't there, it made me realize how important it is to have everybody at rehearsal at the same time, because that can throw everything off. So it's really a team effort. And it just made me think, like, for the next project that we have for the stage play that I wrote, and you're also producing and directing, that some of the people that I have in mind, I have to come at them straight. Like, if you cannot put in this time for rehearsal, you can't do it, point blank period. There's no way getting around that. We need you there. You have to learn this stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
really
that's where the work been done at. That's where the chemistry been created, and you discovering different things about your character and all that kind of stuff. So it's a really good look. Really good look. I like to have fun, so I'm a laid back. I'm a real patient guy, so I think that kind of helped me.
Yeah, it does. It has to help a lot. It really does. And another thing that I noticed about you that's kind of different with some other producers and directors, you seem to have a lot more patience. Like you have some directors and producers, when they don't want you joking or playing or nothing. Like, you really have patience, but that, like you said, that's part of your personality. That's like who you are. So that's a blessing to people like myself and people who are just getting started with stage.
Yeah, because when I first started acting, I was like super bad, like terrible. Like,
really?
Yeah, like really bad.
Super bad.
Yeah, like I was bad. So
did people tell you that?
Some did.
Super bad.
So I had to, thank God I met people that did have patience with me and let me, learn what I need to learn and go through them bumps before I can be okay,
Right.
Because
I would have never known that.
Yeah,
Looking at you now,
I was bad.
I
couldn't calm down. I was bad. Like, I was like, oh man, I think I made a bad decision.
So with that being said, like when you first started, you say you was like super bad. What makes a person start off feeling that way and still pursue it? Like, what made you say, okay, I'm not the greatest at this, but I'm just keep going? Because a lot of people turn around when a few people say you suck.
Yeah, that's true.
And they don't feel they have it. They just say, okay, I don't have it.
I think growing up in a city kind of built me a certain way. It made me be able to deal with whatever come my way and bounce back. Most people grow up in the inner city, they're a little tougher, in my opinion.
Definitely.
Because you've been rejected on constant basis. So
that's a good point.
So that was nothing to me. Like, and somebody told me a long time ago that this business is so opinionated, because one person will think you're terrible and the next person will think you're the best thing that ever did it.
Yes.
So it's up to you to choose which one you want to go with. And that's how I looked at it.
Good point. So that's what I was thinking, because I was like, when I was listening to you say that, I was like, and he's not only just acting, now you putting on your own plays, your own production. So you come a long way. Yeah,
I tried to. We got a little bit going on. Not, I'm a man of a little bit of words and a lot of action. So I like to just do what we do.
We might get a little bit out of them today.
We're gonna pull it out to today.
I like it.
So, but that's a good way to be though, because most people that are that way have more going on than people who are always running around talking about I'm this, I'm that, and you probably can't find them doing much. But with you, we already know that you're doing stuff. So, are you from this area?
Yeah, from DC, yeah.
Okay, so you was here first and then went to the West Coast.
Yeah.
What took you from here to the West Coast? Just
I wanted to learn. When I decided to start producing, I knew that for me to really get where I wanted to be, I wanted to go out there where it's really popping off and happening there. Even though it's a lot going on here, but a lot of people helping you really wasn't here like that.
Oh,
You know,
it still isn't.
It was tough. So
Yeah.
I had to go out there to really get with people who are more open, because people more ready to collaborate, because everybody just trying to make something work. And that's how I was able to build some relationships there and then bring the knowledge back home.
And that's
Everything I write, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
No,
Everything
that's
I write is gonna have some ties to DC. Either the character's gonna always be from DC, or they're gonna move here, they're gonna be coming from here. Something that's my signature. Everything.
And it's funny that you say that, because with mine, it's here in D.C. They came from New York, but they're here in D.C.
Gotta get a home team love all the time.
But you know, it's sad, and sorry for having to keep a real moment. It's sad that, just piggybacking on what you just said, that you weren't getting the assistance and the stuff that you probably could have gotten here. You felt like you had to go to California, and it's so sad that we all, and I know you all hear, we all can hear on a daily basis tons of people saying, we don't support each other, we don't do this, we don't do that. It's so sad, but it takes people like us to really come together and support each other like you have to. But once you leave, like right now, for example, somebody might see us grinding, doing our own thing, grinding. They see you grinding, but they're going to support you. They might not. They might give you a little like or something on Facebook, but let you leave or let you get on TV or let you get in a motion picture, then it's all the love in the world. And it's like, to me, that's fake love. And then once you get that love, and then they're saying you changed and you switched up. No, I don't need you now. When I needed you, home team, I needed you when y'all saw me grinding, when y'all saw me doing stuff here. That's when I needed the support of my city. Now that I made it and you see me in a motion picture, you see your play, whatever you doing, touring the nation, then everybody wants to be, oh, that's my girl, she from my neighborhood, we grew up together, blah, 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 that's my homie, my brother. We need that love and support now. And if more people just came together and gave it, people would be growing in numbers here together.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely people here doing some things, and that's for
definitely.
sure. It's just that at the time when my journey started, it wasn't as busy as it is at this moment, you know. And I give, you know, it's a lot of people like Mitch and Randall and all of them. They doing their thing, and you know, big respect to those guys for doing what they do.
Anthony Commodore.
And let me be a part of their projects. But that wasn't the case when I started, you know.
Right.
So when I started, it was tough, you know. So I had to do what I had to do, and I've always been that guy. I risked everything when I did that, you know.
That's what I was getting ready to say. That's what it takes.
You know, I could have came back home to a damn disaster. You know what I mean?
Right. That's exactly what it takes. I always tell people it's two kinds of people. It's people to talk about, and it's people to just do it. Some people are successful because they just go for it, and then other people, you have some people that they wait for you. They like, okay, I'm gonna stick close to him. I see where he's going. Just let me stick by him. I don't really want to do all that work, but let me stick by him. So when he take off, I can take off with you. No, get with your people and grind together. And eat
and you
together.
know how I look at this whole thing too is, unless you're doing something, I ain't even talking about millions of dollars, because I don't do it for that reason, because I know money will eventually come.
Right.
But a lot of people, you know, that's their only focus is money, and they ain't ready to put in the work to do what they gotta do to make it transition to money. So it's just tough.
You have to have that drive. You have to put that work in. Nobody's gonna do it for you.
We had an actor on last week. Shout out to Malik, shout out to Roscoe Johnson,
Roscoe, right?
AKA Malik Styles. That's the homie. He was saying that he got an acting coach, not an agent. I'm sorry. Would you recommend an agent as well, or did you get an agent when you first started out in the business?
Yeah, I have an agent. I got an agent in Philly and an agent in LA. Because some of them doors, like the businesses tighten up, because, you know, a lot of those production companies or studios or whatsoever, if they start just taking all this unsolicited people just from everywhere, they wouldn't get nothing done because it's millions of people would be submitting to this stuff.
Right.
So that's their filter, the agents.
Yeah.
So that's how they use it. It's some of them gatekeepers don't really do shit.
Oh, you can curse. It's like XM Radio. Yeah, you can curse.
Some of them don't really do shit, and you'd be better off without them. But if you find a good match, then they hungry like you are. Yeah. Because they don't make no money till you make it.
Right, exactly.
If they don't believe in you, they not gonna push you.
Right, exactly.
Nah. So, and they trying to get to the next step too, to the big agency, so you could be their stepping stone.
Yeah. So if you become that major actor or actress, then you promote them, so to speak.
Yeah.
Because then the next best thing looks for them to be a part of, or whatever the case is.
But it's a needed piece in the business when you're talking about the upper side.
Yeah.
So let's move on from decades. So tell everybody watching now what you have going on as far as TV series.
Oh, we got a new show called Loyal and Trust. I'm excited about that. Of course,
Me too.
that's coming out of here. It's going to be some filmed here and in LA. That show, I wanted to bring it from an aspect of, from a woman's point of view, that's kind of being kind of tough. Like the last girl that was on TV, that was on TV, that got a lot of praise, that was kind of tough, was like Queen Latifah and them, and Set It Off. And that movie did real big. And then you had the girl Snoop from The Wire, but she was kind of,
we all were like,
you know what I mean? But they people were drawn to those characters.
Exactly.
So this character, Trust, the show is really coming through her eyes.
Okay.
And she ain't going for nothing, man. It's what it is about two college students that graduated from college, couldn't get jobs in their field. And the guy grew up in the inner city, she was from the suburbs. And he decided to do some things to try to make some money to get their own business going, and got tied up in some stuff that they shouldn't have got tied up in. But it turns out she is really fascinated with all this stuff and go completely ballistic anytime, you don't expect it from her. And it's interesting. It's a mixture. Like, I really like Power.
A lot.
It's not like Power, but it influenced my thinking a little because I like the show. But it's a combination of things. Yeah.
How could you not like Power though? I mean, shout out to that clique over there. You got people thinking Ghost is real. Like people get so far into that show,
especially on Facebook.
You be like, man, Angela got Ghost locked up. I can't believe Angela did that.
They need to kill her. For real, like they are real people.
And Dana's in that show too.
Oh yeah, I'm in that too. Loyal and Trust.
You're a really good actress though.
Thank you. Oh my goodness. Let me say this. When Gill called me the other day, because he'll call us and give us our little notes, what we need to do, what we don't need to do, and how we need to. So when he called me today, I think I told you, like, you made my life. I got off the phone with you. I was like, babe, guess what Gill just said to me? Gill said, you're doing very well. But I didn't know. I felt like it, but I felt like everybody else has been doing the stage stuff. And I haven't taken any acting classes, but I just appreciate you telling me that. And other people like Mitch and Anthony and Randy, I appreciate that because I know you all work with some great actors. And like you all are seasoned, like you're a seasoned actor. So I really appreciate that. But I just feel like, I still feel like now, I feel like I'm taking it more serious. And after having the guest that we had on, Bruce Styles, what's his name? Was that right?
Malik
I said
Styles.
Bruce Styles.
That's okay.
Malik Styles last week. And he was saying how he started taking acting classes. I'm like, okay, Dana, you're good, but there are people, a whole lot of people that are way better than you. So I'm getting ready to start taking acting classes.
Yeah, I mean, acting classes to me give you a better understanding of what's really going on. Most people go in there and they think they can just wing it and just play it off. And especially in film, you can see it. In theater, it might not so much because it's so over the top, but you still got to be able to break it down, and most people can't. So that's why even our rehearsals, I try to give as many notes as I can and as much advice as I can to give people a better understanding. So when we do it, they can love it. Because with the shows we do, I care about people's time more than the money. Because people are spending $30 in McDonald's.
Right, exactly.
But you waste their damn time. Or they pissed at you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? They pissed at you for
Right.
wasting their time. So that's how I go in it. with that thought from an audience perspective.
So when you speak of stage play versus acting, would you say it's harder as an actor or actress or doing a stage play?
What you mean, like on TV?
Like TV acting versus stage play.
Oh, stage is harder.
Stage is harder.
It is harder?
Yeah, stage is
Yes,
definitely
it
harder.
is.
Because first of all, ain't no do-overs.
Yeah, it's live.
And second of all, somebody can mess up and you still got to keep the show going. Right. So if you don't understand totally what's going on, the whole show is done. You're with that scene anyway.
Right.
So, and they don't know who messing up. I tell people that all the time. When they get messed up there, the audience don't know if it's you,
right,
or your scene partner,
right.
So it's best. That's why you gotta have each other back, you know, all the time. But it's fun, you know. I try to make it fun, and it conveys to the audience. They love it, you know. They love it when they see it.
What's been one of your biggest hiccups when it comes to giving a play? Like, did you have somebody doing a play and they forgot a line?
Please tell them one you just told me. Tell them one you just told me the other day.
Oh my God, how am I gonna recover?
No, we doing a show. We doing a show in L.A. And my scene partner gets up and walk off. He think he's supposed to walk off. He leaves.
So what
just
do you
walk
do?
off the stage.
What do you do in that
I
point?
had to make up lines.
For him or you?
I just act like I was talking about something else.
So you just ad-libbed it?
Yeah, I had to. I had to because and it's somebody waiting to come on
after.
Yeah, doing that scene. Somebody else is coming in, so they waiting on their cue
to come in.
To come in. So I had so I had to wing it, you know.
So nobody in the audience knew.
Nobody knew because I kept talking.
See, you
like
knew what to do.
One of the first shows I did here, and one of the girls, she got caught up in her lines, and the guy who was her same partner, he didn't say anything for a moment, and then he said something. So during intermission, I told him, "Look, man, you can't never let that happen. I don't care what you say." You gotta say something because when it's so if we're just talking here and then we just stop,
it's
the
obvious.
audience like, what the hell is going on?
Right.
So somebody gotta say something,
right?
And but it happens. That's why at theater, even if we did the show 10 times in a row, it's gonna be a different show every time.
Why you say that?
Because the actor's not gonna make the same choices. They're gonna do things different. Their tone's gonna be different. It's just gonna be a different show.
Different energy. So do you allow them to ad lib at all, like in any of your stuff?
Well, I wanted to go smooth. How I was taught, you want to try to stay as close to the script as you possibly can because a lot of times, even when you're auditioning, you don't know who's sitting in the room, and it could be the person that wrote it.
Right.
So they take a lot of time. It takes time to write this stuff, as you know. So the last thing you want is somebody coming in and screw your words all up.
Yeah. That makes sense.
So every now and then I had to tell them, yeah, the script is already written. You know, we don't really need that part. We just need to kind of get it together.
Yeah, stay right there.
You know?
Yeah.
As close.
As
I'm
possible.
not a stickler with verbatim on everything, but some words connect to somebody else's.
Like with me.
Exactly.
How I'm studying, how I memorize my lines. I know that, say for example, Gill, if I come in right after Gill, and Gill, his last sentence says, "We're going to the park." So in my mind, it might be other people talking, but when I hear Gill say, "We're going to the park," I know that line. That's when I come in. But if somebody changes it and says, "Yeah, we're going to the store," then I might be it might throw me off.
It can really throw people
because
off.
I'm new to this.
Right.
And another thing, the beauty of what I'm doing at the moment, I get to do it now with my wife. At first, my wife wasn't involved in this at all. The first production here, I didn't even let her in the rehearsals. Because she wasn't part of the production.
Right.
So she sat in the audience once the show went up, sat in the audience, watched it like everybody else for the first time. But now she's involved. She actually can write, and it's because she's my biggest critic anyway. So anything I do right, she always looking at it and telling me, "Oh, yeah, that was terrible," or "That was good," you know.
Right.
So it's a beauty to have her involved in it, and she kind of make it happen. You know, she co-wrote this play with me, so and the show.
That's what's up.
At first, I was calling it 2 cents because she'd give me her damn 2 cents all the time on when she read it, but then she bumped up to 50 cents.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Gil, tell everybody watching how can they get in touch with you. Your social media plugs.
Okay, is Gill Nelson DC on Instagram. Gill Nelson on Facebook, and Gill Nelson on Twitter. I kind of keep it simple. I had to add the DC because I don't know what other dude named Gill Nelson got the Instagram.
Right.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So make sure you guys plug in. Make sure you follow him. Next week you have
The show, August
Next
20th.
Sunday, August 20th.
It's a matinee, 3 p.m. We pack. It's an experience. That's what I can tell people. It ain't just a production. So once they come, it's a whole timeless entertainment experience.
And it's at the Arc?
At the Arc Theater.
The Arc Theater.
Yep.
Where's the Arc Theater?
It's 1901 Mississippi Avenue.
Mississippi
And we'll
Avenue.
post it on our Spotlight Over the City page.
Most
so everybody
definitely.
can
So
see
make
it.
sure you guys go to Spotlight Over the
great.
City. Be sure to like Spotlight Over the City page. Before I go, I definitely have to shout out to the back to school bash is Graceview Park. I just got this information, so bear with me. 2322 16th Street Southeast. It's Saturday. It's this Saturday at 3 p.m. Graceview Park, 2322 16th Street Southeast, and it's a back to school bash. And let's see what else they got. I think they're having a book bag drive and the whole nine. I wish I had a little more information, but that's all I do have, and I just got that, so sorry. Make sure you guys go to. You can also go to. Also, GoFundMe. I can't do all that. I'll put it on the page.
Yeah.
I'll put it on my Spotlight page. But thanks again, Gil. I appreciate you, bro,
Gil.
for coming on, man. We had
Thanks
a
for
wonderful
having me.
time
Thanks
having
for
you
having
on.
He gave us a little bit.
Yeah, we dragged a little bit out of him. We got a teeny bit. We had to get him back on board, though, y'all. Thank you guys for tuning in to Spotlight Over the City. Make sure you tune in every Thursday, 7 p.m. Love hard, live good, God first.
Spotlight Over the
Over the City.
I put the spotlight on your city.